Oh my God. Gunner's got a heel hook. Yeah, this fight is panning out how many of us may not have wanted to see it on the ground, but it still is interesting. Oliveira throwing elbows to his knee to try to unlock his own leg, attacking from anywhere he can. Wow. Usually you don't see Oliveira this tired in between rounds. He's grabbing onto the cage, trying to take the weight off of his torso so he can breathe easier. Smothering, grappling of Gunnar Nelson. Even though it seems Oliveira is a stronger opponent. He's always showed that in his fights. But looks like Nelson's got the slight skill advantage that's wearing on him. But we know he's got heart. When you're tired, heart gets going. Cowboy's pushing him up against the cage. Yeah, Cowboy doesn't seem to shy away from these grappling exchanges on the feet. He's confident in his own skills. He's even trying to take Nelson down. A little body lock. Did not work. Still on the feet. Pressing him up against this cage. Might even the playing field on who's a little more tired than the other. 3:40 left in the second. Still squeezing Nelson against the cage. Trying to pick him up with a single lock up behind his thigh. Gunnar locked his wrist behind Oliveira's butt and just real nonchalantly sweeps him off the cage and onto the mat. Now he's on top. He's past his guard. He's in full mount. Looking like he's getting ready to posture up. Oliveira's trying to squeeze him in so he can't get that range and land any damaging elbows or punches. Looks like he might be trying to go under and turn here. Hugging Gunner's belly button. This might not be rated for a UFC pay-per-view, gentlemen. Oh, elbows. It appears the elbows from the bottom from Mr. Oliveira have opened up Gunnar Nelson a little bit. Is it his left eye? Oh, he's bucking him off the mount. Almost worked, but Gunnar definitely has the dexterity and experience to have his ankles locked up behind Oliveira's butt. So it didn't work too easy trying to buck him off. Gunnar's not really doing any damage from the top here. Oliveira's doing a good job of protecting himself by pulling his face into Gunnar's torso, not giving him that range to extend and land blows. He's trying to inch up against the cage, use that as a tool to get back to his feet. We got a minute left in the second. Ooh, that was a good elbow from Nelson. Another good elbow. He's aiming for the eyeballs. Oh, Oliveira's bleeding pretty good with a grimace on his face. He's giving up his back. Really? Wow. Those elbows did him in. Oh, yeah, they immediately calling in the doctor. His face is actively bleeding, pouring blood. Good fight. Close matchup with some really different fighting styles, but fair play to Gunnar Nelson. Good to see him back in the octagon after somewhat of a controversial loss to Ponzinibbio. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to say, God, he was bleeding like a stuck pig. Yeah, I'm not going to say Oliveira gave up and gave him his back and was looking for a way out, but he was definitely not trying to take another elbow to the face. Bam! Wow, the tip of the elbow cut him like a fucking knife across the top of his brow. Gunnar was controlling his Oliveira's right wrist. He came across with a right elbow. Perfect timing. Oh, it's the first time I've seen Gunnar Nelson look like he's excited. Good to see him back.
Back of the head. I didn't see that again, but that felt like a hit right at the back of the head.
It was behind the ear.
Okay, yeah, like I said, I didn't see that again, but yeah, he caught me with a good shot. Got me a little bit disorientated for a while. I was surviving there, but I was able to get on top eventually and then finish the job.
Were you surprised in the first round when he was able to reverse your back mount?
Yeah, I have to say, I do that a lot, and I usually am able to keep guys even though they reach back like that, but I'll be more safe next time, you know. So I didn't think, even though he got that far, that he was going to be able to turn all the way around. Well, fair play to him. He's a scrappy son of a bitch.
Yeah, he is a scrappy son of a bitch.
You got him to the mat in the second round, secured the mount position, and you started raining some horrific elbows here, and this one that just slashed him wide open.
That elbow was
As soon
just
as you saw the
perfect.
blood, that's
On
when
the
you
bony
moved in for the
prominence of
finish.
Gunner's elbow caught him right across his left brow above his eye. Immediately begins bleeding like a stuck pig all over the mat.
It certainly does. Listen, it's a hard-fought victory. Congratulations on outstanding performance. Gunnar Nelson, ladies and gentlemen.
And there is no overstating.
Yep. Good to see Gunnar back, get a win. But conversely, fan of Cowboy Oliveira, he wasn't so lucky tonight. But well, neither one of them were, that was number 13 versus number 14 in the welterweight division. So, once again, Alex Oliveira has a fight where, irregardless of the result, it doesn't look like he'll move in the rankings anyway. So, hopefully we'll see Gunnar move back up into the top 10. Next fight up is Joanna Jędrzejczyk and Valentina Shevchenko. Shevchenko is a minus 330 coming into this fight. They fought several times before in Muay Thai. It seems that the outcome was kind of predetermined. But can't sleep on JJ. See if she can get it done. Yeah, this card at the end of the year, John Jones and Alexander Gustafsson. I hate to say it, but I don't think it's going to be a good fight. As good of a fight as the first one. I think John's going to come out the gate, put the smash on him. Who knows how much better Gustafsson's gotten. But if John comes out the gate and has a performance like he did against OSP back from one of his earlier suspensions, Gustafsson can definitely take it. Because that first fight was arguably a win for Gustafsson. So, excellent fight. If you haven't seen it, go back and watch it. Like two high school girls at a talent competition up on the stage at the presser a couple of weeks ago, trying to stand in front of each other and steal the spotlight from each other. Got into a little shoving match. At least there were no shoes thrown or punches in the face. Yeah, it looks like I don't know. I think everybody's leaning towards Shevchenko against Joanna. Either way, the fans win this one because both these girls bring it every time to the octagon. December 29th, John Jones, Alexander Gustafsson, Chris Cyborg versus Amanda Nunes. Actually, this usually isn't the case. I hate to say it, but the Chris Cyborg Amanda Nunes fight has my interest more than anything. If there's somebody that can bring it to Chris and catch her that has enough power to do it, it's Amanda Nunes. I mean, when you retire Misha Tate because she decided she didn't want to get punched in the face anymore, you know, you got some pretty good power. Yeah, nobody will be watching that. What is the Floyd Mayweather tension fight against in Rising in Japan? I'm gonna hate to see the numbers for that. I don't think anybody's gonna watch that shit. Actually, I probably am gonna watch it. Yeah, for any of you interested, while we're waiting on this fight to load up, boxing rules: 8-ounce gloves, 3-minute rounds. Exhibition won't go on anybody's record. So Tension's pretty young though. Is he 20 or 21? He's a young kid, but it would be hilarious if he at least gave Floyd trouble being so young and just a straight boxing competition. Oh yeah, it's New Year's Eve. New Year's Eve for the Floyd Tension fight. Yeah. I guess Floyd's only interested in spectacle fights, but you know, I'd be getting that money too. Can't blame him, man. Shit, I'd get in there and get my ass whooped for a fraction of it. Yeah, guys, I really don't know how Joanna's going to win this fight. Big fan of both these girls. They step into the octagon, they bring it. But Shevchenko is hungry. Circumstances have stalled her from even getting these fights. But she's hungry for a UFC title. Yeah. Yeah, right now they're in the walkouts. JJ's looking pretty intense. Is that a lucky rabbit's foot? Oh, no, totally not a lucky rabbit's foot. Oh, we see a smile. At least she's relaxed. Yeah. you got to have a lot of respect for Joanna. I think she's lost 3 times in Muay Thai against Shevchenko, and to see her confidence, and she's really excited to get in here and fight this chick for this 125-pound belt. She seems very full of energy, and I think it was her last weight cut. She was expressing how she had some difficulties getting down to 115. So, I think the future of Joanna, I think it's a lot more important for her to win this fight than it is Shevchenko. Shevchenko can go back up to 35 and be a threat and back in the title contention. After the dust settles with Cyborg and Nunez at the end of this month. But God, Joanna's just fought everybody at 115. She really wiped out her division, and her kryptonite is Rose Namajunas, apparently. So she won't be getting a title shot anytime soon down there. She'd probably have to fight every month. Five successful title defenses. Yeah, I really felt bad for Joanna when, the circumstances that were surrounding the New York event. She was playing up. She was the boogie woman, the typical bad guy. She kind of, some would argue she crossed the line with comments about Rose's mental stability, and Rose went in there and did her thing and shut her down. So sometimes it's hard to tell what's a true expression of themselves and how much are they trying to sell the fight and play the role that they feel they need to play to get people to be entertained. But I don't know. She certainly expressed herself a little negatively than she usually did, and I don't know. I felt like there was a few more boos coming from the crowd after that, so I'll see if she can get back on her feet here. Shevchenko looks all business walking into this octagon. The look in her eyes almost looks like she's anticipating positions and fighting in her mind before she's even in there. But God, I cannot pronounce where she's from. Yeah, this chick is bad.
Listen, anytime somebody can hit you with a step-in axe kick and take you down and submit you all in the same fight, that's impressive. And her win over
Yeah, I'd have to agree.
in a main event doesn't get the credit necessarily it deserves. Mandy, for my money, is the meanest woman in MMA. She'd shoot her up and spit her out. Of course, you mentioned the Holly Holm win. Any number of different credentials you could
shine the spotlight on for Shevchenko, but this is the prize that has eluded her for one reason or another. A lot of people thought she did enough to beat Amanda Nunes, did not get the nod that night. Tonight, I think there will be an outpouring of emotion if she's finally able to complete the job.
Well, it was certainly a close fight, and close enough that a lot of people did think
Largest strike differential. Oh, I remember that fight, 2018. Yeah, the poor girl that took the fight after. God, what's her name? It was the original 125-pound women's champion. Pulled out of the fight. I think it was due to troubles during the weight cut, and they put in a lot lesser experienced opponent, and yeah, that was there was a couple hundred strikes to the face before the ref stopped it. Another, what was it, Mario Yamasaki? Probably.
Referee in charge of the octagon, Todd Anderson. And now, this fight is 5 rounds for the undisputed UFC Flyweight Championship of the world. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a striker holding a professional record, 15 wins, 2 losses. He stands 5 feet 6 inches tall, weighed in at 124 pounds. Fighting out of Osteen, Poland, presenting the #1 ranked strawweight contender in the world and the former UFC strawweight champion, Joanna Uka. And now introducing her opponent, fighting out of the red corner, a Muay Thai kickboxer holding professional record, 15 wins, 3 losses. She stands 5 feet 5 inches tall, weighing in at 123.5 pounds. Fighting out of Kazakhstan, presenting the #1 ranked flyweight contender in the world, Valentina Golden Shevchenko.
The rules in the back. Protect yourself at all times. Obey my commands at all times. If you wish to do gloves, touch now.
If you wish to do gloves,
Step back.
okay, all right, ref. I don't recognize that guy, but he's into doing gloves. I'm more into that than for the main event, I guess.
Moving up 10 pounds tonight to challenge perennial threat, lifelong martial artist Valentina Shevchenko. And we are underway. Valentina Shevchenko in black takes the center of the octagon. We have Joanna Jędrzejczyk wearing that Polish red.
Joanna's trying to stay on the outside of the range and a little bounce in and out. Shevchenko's kind of standing there, holding her ground.
Valentina's a very unique mix of Muay Thai and traditional martial arts as well. You see a lot of the way she throws her kicks. Sometimes she throws a Muay Thai style, but sometimes it looks like Kyokushin or Taekwondo.
She's got a snap on it when she wants to. She spins and throws out.
Puts that stank on it.
Like a Taekwondo.
Ooh, okay.
And then again, she's got fantastic grappling.
Joanna's trying to throw some shy kicks
She's a martial artist.
to the calf of Valentina, and she immediately 1-2'd her in the face and made her think about trying to take out that lead leg. Oh, Shevchenko with an underhook just slams her.
The strength of this woman
fight, I feel like that is just where this fight was
Wow.
guaranteed for Valentina. To get this fight to the ground, she showed that she
Yeah, we certainly didn't see this in their first 3 fights in Muay Thai, but Shevchenko is inside control.
She was this way at 135, these bigger women. You see her down here now at
And
125 against a
yeah.
woman who fought at 115, and the strength difference is very evident. Also, the grappling experience.
Yeah, she's trying to. Joanna's pulling her knee up, trying to keep her from passing into a mount. Oh, Shevchenko locked up her arm and threw some strikes to the face. JJ's getting back up. Ooh, a knee to the forehead. Valentina's got JJ up against the fence. Yeah, she's not giving her any room to breathe and work. This almost seems like a foregone conclusion.
That's a tricky situation. You go for that headlock, you give up your back. But
See
Joanna's
if,
not really a jiu-jitsu player. She just wants to get out.
yeah, even Shevchenko seems like the dominant individual in this fight. On the feet, on the ground, and the grappling transitions.
Good judo from Shevchenko.
Yeah, knee to the body from JJ, but it's not stifling Shevchenko's offense. 2 minutes left.
Double underhooks here.
Gotta wonder if part of the game plan for Shevchenko too is just wear her out. Joanna's got such a fast jab, straight punches down the middle, make her grapple in the first round. She knows she's got 5 rounds to work.
Also, if there's anywhere that Valentina has a
Yeah, Joanna was saying before the fight that the key to her victory was that she's a better MMA fighter, but that's not being shown in the first 3.5 minutes of this first round. Shevchenko's put the pressure on her and right now smothering her in grappling exchanges. JJ's firing knees to the midsection of Shevchenko. Ooh, a nice breaking elbow from Shevchenko.
A lot of energy expended in that clinch on both sides. Joanna shake out her shoulders there, but she's still.
You know, that was an intentional break on Shevchenko's part with a minute left in the round. Maybe she just wanted to break and give JJ that distance and get a feel for her timing and rhythm and see where things are at. But Joanna can go all 5 rounds. We know that. So I don't think she's going to be so tired. We'll see if these grappling exchanges add up.
She doesn't waste any movement, Joe. She gets just out of the way of some of these leg kicks from Joanna as well.
Yeah, the management of distance for both of these women is spectacular. Yeah. Joanna's trying a smart game plan of kicks from the outside on the lead leg, especially of Shevchenko. She obviously wants to stifle her movement and be able to dance around her and pick her shots, but every time she comes in for that, Shevchenko makes her pay with a combination. It's not just one shot. So.
And here we see Valentina gets the clinch. Look at that trip. Beautiful. Yeah. Right into side control. And some nasty ground and pound from her from there. There's a nice elbow on the break. And there's that spinning
back kick right to the titty. And JJ just smiles. I guess there ain't much there. Just tuning in. You missed the spinning back kick to the titty of JJ from Valentina.
UFC 231 Holloway versus Ortega is presented by EA Sports UFC 3, available now for up to 70% off. Plays over 200 UFC favorites, including legendary Fight Night champion characters Andre Bishop and Isaac Frost. Get it today. So Mike Brown, Cattell Kubis, Nia Davis giving Joanna a lot of things to think about there, Paul, after round 1. Yeah. For Joanna, touch the gloves, then commit. They want her to just keep the feelers out there. They're saying that Valentina also has no head movement.
Which she does have.
Out of the way just well enough.
She's also got so much power. She might not have head movement, but she snaps back at you.
Back at you.
So hard. And that front teep to the face was very nice. Right?
Yeah, they're saying Shevchenko has no head movement. That's a bit strong. Because when strikes come at her head, she certainly moves it out the way. She doesn't have the feinty Bobby style, that's for sure. But yeah, JJ's trying to work to the body with some punches. Shevchenko's having none of it. She's making her pay for everything that she attempts to get going in her game plan.
She doesn't give you any freebies.
And then there's the question of, does Joanna carry her power into this division? I mean, she wasn't a one-shot knockout artist at 115. But she's also more of a technician than she is a brawler in it.
Yeah, Shevchenko started out with a kick to the calf and came in with kind of a overhand right, and Shevchenko saw it coming from a mile away with a 3 or 4 punch combination. JJ's getting nothing for free in this fight.
Right after the main event, don't miss a recap of all tonight's action from Toronto on the UFC 231 post-fight show on FS1. It also streams live on the Fox Sports app, and in Canada, you can find it on TSN. Joanna pressing forward, though. There's a good shot kick.
Yeah, certainly high-level striking match as we anticipated for this fight. The combinations from both these girls are. Nobody's throwing one strike at a time here. This is all a lot of thought and muscle memory behind it, for sure. You can tell. Oh, there's a 3-punch combination from Shevchenko. Her punches are so much stiffer when they land in the face. Joanna's got. She just doesn't have the heaviness behind her strikes.
Significant strikes pretty evenly matched, but Shevchenko far more efficient here through 7 minutes. Counter right hook. That's that right hook we're talking about, Joe.
Yeah, Jacek is switching back and forth as well from southpaw to orthodox, really trying to find the correct formula.
Yeah, she is. JJ's switching it up a lot, She started off with and Shevchenko closes distance on her, pushing her up against the fence. I think she's getting tired of the pitter-patter exchanges on the feet. Shevchenko's on top and side control with a similar judo throw and from an underhook that she had in the first round. And she's in side control. Joanna's trying to turn into her and get out, but she's having none of it. She's smothering her, keeping her torso against hers and shoulder blades locked to the canvas. Oh, she's got an arm over trap. She's trapping her arm with her leg, Valentina is. And as soon as JJ's arm begins to be occupied with defending some type of crucifix position, she's automatically throwing strikes from the top. Joanna's got 36 seconds. They're inching closer and closer to the cage. Short elbows. Ooh, that one was a little. Ooh, I wouldn't call that one a short elbow. Oh, that's fucking her up. JJ's trying to spin out from the bottom, kicking and flailing her legs. She does not want to be there anymore. And she waits the perfect time for Joanna to not be a downed opponent. And it's like she let her get up. And she let that third point of contact come off the canvas from JJ and immediately throws a knee to the face. Wow! A teep kick. They're showing highlights in the round. A teep kick from Valentina straight to the jaw of Joanna. About knocked her mouthpiece out.
Here, right at the end of the round, she lands that nice knee right on the jaw of Joanna Jodacek and ends up taking her down. Make sure she's not touching you. Be cautious. Don't make a mistake. She's playing her game, but you gotta make sure you play your game. The unauthorized reproduction or distribution of this copyrighted work is illegal and punishable under law. And we talked earlier tonight about some of these mastermind coaches.
Beginning of round 3. Wow. Yeah. Shevchenko doubling up on the front kick. Kind of the end of the range. Joanna was just out of there. There is no fear in any of these women. Shevchenko's definitely got the better of her and won, I presume, 10-9 for the first 2 rounds. But Joanna was going for a front kick to the face, and Valentina did a spinning back kick right to the titty again. Damn, son, this beer is good. Right there. Yeah. This is more of the same in round 3. JJ's bouncing in and out at the end of the range, but she has closed that a little bit compared to the first and the second, respectively. Okay. Joanna comes in for a 3-punch combination and didn't pay for that one. Joanna's getting some things going here. There's another combination. Nothing with any real stank on it, but... Oh! That was an excellent knee to the face by Joanna. Real creative in movement, too. You could tell she wanted to go for something else and just threw the knee up and caught Shevchenko in the middle of that combination when Shevchenko was coming in to counter. But Shevchenko immediately came forward and afterwards to show that she wasn't hurt and she was going to make her pay for that. Valentina attempted to catch that body kick thrown by JJ. Joanna's definitely showing she can work a game plan. She's switched some things up. She's finding a rhythm that's working a lot better in this 3rd round. And Shevchenko closes the distance in the middle of a combination from Joanna. Gets an underhook, attempted a judo throw, and failed. And Joanna's back at her preferred range. She's bouncing in and out. A lot more lateral movement. She's actually backing Shevchenko up against the cage somewhat. She's getting something going in this 3rd round. She lost the first 2. assuming the judges aren't too bad. Oh, stiff straight right hand from Shevchenko. Just stepping in as she reads the combinations coming from JJ. Oh, Muay Thai clinch, knee to the body from Shevchenko. Ooh, teep kick to the body from JJ, caught by Shevchenko. Now she's in a body lock, pushing JJ up against the fence. I don't think that really, maybe that didn't count too much on the Georgia judges' scorecards. Shevchenko definitely wanted to close the distance and get some grappling exchanges going up against the fence. Wow, real knee coming from Shevchenko out of a weird position with her locked up against the cage. So Joanna might have actually won that round. She had a little smirk to her looking at her judges. I have to say it was somewhat of a close round, but I'd give it to Joanna. She definitely lost the first two. Yeah, Joanna's corner is pointing out something very, very good, but I mean, it doesn't really add too much because Joanna is certainly always about the feints. And they pointed out something. Valentina is more stationary. She's reacting to Joanna's feints, and that's allowing Joanna to work a combination in as more of a counter to Shevchenko's reaction of her feints. At least that was the story for the third round. We're now into the fourth round. Shevchenko's got the first two in the bag, I believe. Spinning back fist attempt from Shevchenko, missed. A lot of spinny shit going on from Shevchenko this fight. But first two rounds, each having a spinning back kick straight to the titty of Joanna, which seemed to be amusement to her. Trading oblique kicks with one another. Joanna's bouncing in and out on the more outside of the range. Stepping in for a combination, Shevchenko gets an underhook, locks her up against the cage here. Joanna wants to separate. She doesn't want to see round one or round two again. Yeah, Shevchenko inside control here. And this was kind of a theme of the first two rounds. It's definitely the difference maker. Joanna's pushing up off the hips, rotating. Oh, Valentina stepped around. Joanna was thinking about getting up from that position, and she's giving up her back now. She's doing it again. I think Joanna just knows she's got to get to her feet, even if she gives up her back. Just fuck it. She's already down on the first two rounds. She may have won the third, I believe. I believe she won the third, and now in the fourth, she's in these grappling exchanges with Shevchenko, which was smart of her game plan to go back to what was working for her in the first 2 rounds. Yeah, Shevchenko's got her in a headlock up against the cage, and it almost looks like a a dry humping match on the playground. Yep, Joanna's head's out, trying to create some space off the cage, some knees to the body of Shevchenko. Yeah, Shevchenko can. She's landing knees to the head from the clinch that she has on Joanna's upper body with double underhooks. Whenever Joanna tips her head too much to one side or the other, she doesn't waste that opportunity to sneak a knee in. She has some pretty good dexterity. Yeah, we got a minute left in the fourth. God, Joanna's trying her best to break off from this exchange against the cage. Shevchenko has won this round through the grappling pressure up against the cage and some side control time on the ground for about a minute, halfway into this round. Now they're back to the center of the octagon. Joanna's getting back on her bike here, bouncing in and out, trying to get her the same rhythm going that she had for a great portion of the third round. Yeah, both these girls are legitimately crazy. Didn't realize that Shevchenko was a pound and a half underweight. So 123 and a half. Oh, nice. Straight punch kind of snaps the head back of Joanna after she was going through a level change in that combination. Yeah, so it's looking like Shevchenko's got the first 2 rounds. I believe Joanna had the third. And Shevchenko went back to the formula that was working for her in the first 2 rounds and has got this 4th round. So going into the 5th here, Shevchenko's looking more tired, less movement. I mean, generally, Joanna's more of a busy fighter with her lateral movement and her in and out and her feinting. But corner's giving good advice to Shevchenko. Joanna saying a quick little prayer. Yeah, the judo throws from Shevchenko getting this fight to the ground and putting her in a top position, particularly side control, has been the theme of what's winning Valentina this fight. So I don't expect her to go any further than the first minute of this round before attempting more of the same. Yeah, neither one of these girls allow the other to put in some work, and it goes unanswered. Both exciting female fighters to watch in particular. Yeah, I think Joanna could do this for 10 rounds. She is, being not having to cut all this weight to 115 and, being at 125. She doesn't look quite as scrawny. And, her conditioning was never an issue that I'm aware of at 115 anyway, but Joanna goes for a kick to the body. Shevchenko clinches up on her, pushes her up against the cage. This is the formula that she had particularly dominant rounds in 1 and 2 and came back in the 4th to win that one. 3:40 left in the 4th. I'm sorry, the 5th. Yeah, Shevchenko is really pressing her up against this cage here, and this is what Joanna has struggled with. I think Shevchenko is the, in the grand scheme of things, when you're talking about somebody who's, they probably weigh about 140 pounds fighting weight, but Shevchenko's probably got close to 10 pounds on her. So the strength difference is evident. But the speed and conditioning, definitely goes to Joanna. She's in and out. She's side to side, high volume combinations. Not that Shevchenko isn't. Shevchenko's certainly not throwing single strikes. She's definitely an entertaining fight. And just variety from each fighter that's indicative of their skill level. Spinning back kick to the body of Joanna from Shevchenko. She's throwing all kinds of spinny shit. She probably just didn't get to throw much of that in Muay Thai, so she's letting loose, doing something different. Oh, spinny shit from Joanna misses, and Valentina clinches up with a body lock. Pushing her up against the fence here. Yeah. Well, 40 seconds left in the fifth. Shevchenko got Joanna up against the cage, and breakaway. Shevchenko let her have that break. They're back into the middle of the octagon for the last 25 seconds. I guess they want to bang it out and try to get fight of the night. Spinning back kick from Shevchenko to the body of Joanna, but not a clean land. On the break of that combination, right hand from Shevchenko, spinning back fist from Joanna. They clinched up. Yeah, Shevchenko's judo throws were really the difference maker in getting to the fight to the ground, allowing Shevchenko to have that top position and side control most of the time when she was on top. Yeah, but both the, yeah. Boom. Spinning back kick to the titty, teeth kick to the jaw, almost knocks Joanna's mouthpiece straight out. Boom. Yeah, definitely two high-level strikers, entertaining matchup. That's a fun fight. Fun fight. Yeah, Valentina Shevchenko 50-30 on the head strikes, body strikes. Joanna 39 body strikes compared to significant 13 for Valentina. Leg kicks 22 from Valentina, 23 from JJ. Takedowns 5 from Valentina Shevchenko. Those takedowns were all some really slick judo throws, and probably not what Joanna is accustomed to. Unanimous 49-46. Valentina Shevchenko. So yeah, so these girls have fought 4 times now, once in MMA, 3 in Muay Thai. And Valentina has won them all. Yeah, you got to be happy for Valentina after that. Honestly, it's been too long. She should have been a UFC champion. Things didn't quite pan out for her at 135 pounds, and had some difficulties with Nico Montano actually getting to the octagon for the fight at 125 pounds, and then some poor girl from the undercards, or maybe even, I think they might have pulled her straight from Invicta. Got her ass whooped on the ground by this chick. Spinning back kicks to the titty was a theme from Shevchenko. Spinning back kicks to the titty and judo throws. It's definitely a high-level striking matchup, and obviously, if you're watching me here, you didn't see it, so go back and watch it when you can. Good fight. Definitely look forward to this one. Wow, she's speaking Spanish too. Oh no, that's not Spanish. Sorry. And now she's doing some crazy Russian dance shit. Yep. Actually, I don't know what that is. It's probably not Russian, but so got a legitimate champion at 125 pounds. No more of that Nico Montano can't get to the octagon shit. So, you know, so the judges gave Valentina Shevchenko 3 of the 5 rounds. I think it was more like 4, but I don't really care if Joanna loses that fight every time. I will still watch that bitch. So I see the world for TJ Dillashaw is looking up. He's got a deal with Nemiroff Vodka here. So that's good. A little money in his pocket, whether you like him or not. Really interested to see how the Henry Cejudo fight goes, but I think we know how that goes. TJ Dillashaw is a beast right now, and probably, I don't know. I would say number 1 pound for pound. If you think differently, let me know. But can't deny his skill. All right, main event, Holloway, Brian Ortega. In the 10th island, as Holloway has stated, Toronto, Ontario, Canada. I didn't really know that was the 10th island, but apparently it is. So this is really a pick'em fight. The betting lines lean a little more towards Holloway. I think it was a minus 105 Holloway, plus 105 Ortega, which, I mean, with the winning streak that Holloway's on, he's on a 9 or 12 fight winning streak, somewhere along those lines. How could you really bet against the guy? But he's had a year off, had some questionable. I mean, he had some injuries that were disclosed, but when he had to pull out from the last time they booked this fight with Ortega, and I don't believe it was officially disclosed whether it was due. There was some suspicion that he had a concussion in a training camp before that last fight. I think they were saying within 2 weeks going up into the fight, he was knocked out in training camp, sustained a concussion, and that was the reason for his slurred speech, in particular in that interview with Michael Bisping on Fox Sports 1. So there was also some suspicion that he was water loading to help his weight cut. And I don't know. I guess Max knows the answer. Hopefully the doctors were able to give him something to look out for. You know, I just find it hard to believe that they couldn't figure out. You know, I mean, he just had a tired appearance. His speech was slurred, seemed slightly lethargic. If they couldn't figure out what was wrong with him, I don't know that he'd be cleared to fight. So, as a general public, you know, I don't think it's really necessary that these things are disclosed to us. I mean, HIPAA, the privacy of, you know, these people's medical record still applies. I don't think their contract with the UFC excludes them from any type of federal law. So perhaps the doctors were able to identify what the issue was. Maybe it was a concussion. If he did sustain a concussion leading up to the first time this fight was booked, why would you disclose that? So I'm leaning more towards there was a concussion that was causing the slurred speech. Perhaps it was water loading or something related to the weight cut, and he didn't want to release that. And you know, maybe Max loves donuts. Look, everybody knows that he likes cupcakes, donuts, good food. So maybe that's his kind of Achilles heel, and he didn't want to disclose that to the public. But I don't know. With the other rumors and possibilities that it could have been more brain injury related, I would think that if they did find out it was related to the weight cut, that they would come forward with that and be like, look, it wasn't a smart weight cut. Picking up the Khabib fight and trying to cut that weight quick after Tony Ferguson was injured and he stepped in, you know, kind of fucked up his body. You know, there's only but so many times in your life you can cut weight like these guys. It's just not good for you. So if it was more related to weight cut, I have a feeling that that's more likely to be disclosed. If this was a brain injury of sorts or a concussion, not so much. I don't think you'd want to talk about that. Brian Ortega's looking all business, making his way around the octagon.
trying to end Holloway's run here in a matter of moments.
So Holloway told us to look out for his walkout song. See what it is. So Max is looking relaxed on his way out here, sporting the Hawaiian flag as usual. Can't get to the octagon fast enough. Yeah, we'll see. I don't know, man. Every time I think about this fight, I can see it going this way or another. The thing about Max Holloway, when he starts to get into his rhythm, I think the first round at least is going to be a feeling out process, and Max is going to establish his range and his rhythm. And after he wins a round or two of that, you know, I don't see Ortega forcing anything. I don't see him forcing takedowns to get it to the ground. He's so relaxed when he fights, and he lets the finish come to him. He lets the fight develop, and he lives in the moment. So that's really what is going to keep him in contention in this fight, even if this fight stays on the feet, and presumably Max is the better striker, and he's running away with the scorecards and piecing him up. Ortega can still win this fight at the last minute, and he's proved that in his previous bouts. I think he's got 3 third-round finishes. God, I swear, in today's modern world, you can't get away from ads and commercials. Even Bruce Buffer can't get away from this shit. Sitting here waiting for a fight to start. Fucking 3 minutes later, after they talk about vodka and some online ad agencies or whatever the hell, then the fight starts. he really drug that one out.
For the undisputed UFC Featherweight Championship of the world. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, a mixed martial artist holding an undefeated professional record. 14 wins, no losses, 1 no contest. He stands 5 feet 8 inches tall, weighing in at 145 pounds. Fighting out of Los Angeles, California, USA, presenting the #1 ranked featherweight contender in the world, the challenger, Brian TCT Ortega. And now introducing the champion, fighting out of the red corner, a mixed martial artist holding a national record, 19 wins, 3 losses. He stands 5 feet 11 inches tall, weighing in at 144 and 1/2 pounds. Fighting out of Waimea, Hawaii, USA, presenting the reigning, defending, undisputed UFC featherweight champion of the world, the pride of Hawaii, Matt Bless Holloway.
Protect yourself at all time, obey my command at all time. If you want touch up, do it now, go back to your corner.
Very respectful towards one another in the build up to this fight. Perhaps too respectful for some people's taste.
Will we get a new champion? Or will the path to featherweight glory still go through Hawaii? Max Bless Holloway. And Brian T-City Ortega. Ortega is in blue. Holloway is in the black and gold. Fitting a champion. We are underway.
Yeah, I would not be surprised if this was kind of a slow start, but
huge discrepancies in terms of the striking rate of these men. Holloway, the busier guy.
doesn't look like they're starting too slow.
Offensively and defensively.
Footwork and movement is such a
Some
big
feeler
part of
jabs,
the
footwork,
game.
some feints.
He's very best at moving just out of the range of his opponent's attack and then right back in. And you see it right there. Just slides away. Very difficult to get clean.
I think as Dan Hardy pointed out, the uppercuts up the middle to Ortega from Holloway could be the difference maker. The way that Ortega blocks shots and when he does shell up a little bit, that's what he leaves open and that's his habit. So even if he tried to fix that, so to speak, you know, he's still going to revert back to it, and we see that. And we see Holloway on point with these jabs. He's being first, connecting. Yes, slick counter on Ortega.
Ortega not afraid to mix it in here, in close and box.
Yeah, he's not. And, you know, Ortega can get outboxed the first 4 rounds. Come back and win it in the 5th. He stays relaxed, calm, composed, and he doesn't force anything. He lets the fight develop. And then he also tries to employ his game plan, but
Good kick.
yeah. See a couple kicks to the body from Ortega to Holloway. The movement of Holloway going to the body and the legs, probably a good idea to try to shut that down.
He'll go to the head and body, throw multiple punches at a time, especially if he has you hurt.
It kicks there again, the body.
Ortega constantly switching his stances. 2.5 minutes have gone by here, round 1.
Good right hand. Oh,
nice counter from Ortega.
Both guys.
Yeah, Holloway he's throwing his combination and then he's standing there. Well, he's getting out on that one, but
Max Holloway, you can feel the
He
tension
needs to
this
get in
arena.
and get out.
Nice elbow.
Yeah, very nice
Acknowledgement from Holloway.
elbow from Ortega to counter his combination.
Nice hook to a right hand there from Ortega.
Clean right hand.
Seems to be okay, shaking his head. Good double leg.
Yep. Ortega's got him down with the double leg. Max is back up. Ortega's still got one leg. Nice. Okay. And then meet in the middle.
Nice right hand from Max.
Beautiful right hand.
He doesn't overswing it either, though. He just kind of snaps it out there. Pops it right
Oh.
in your face.
He's a ball.
Holloway just hit him with a Stockton slap.
Ortega's countering back as well.
He is.
He's not letting him get away with just landing these shots. He's coming back and landing his own. That elbow was beautiful as well.
I don't know. This is kind of concerning. I'm seeing Holloway marching forward, throwing these combinations and hanging out.
Could be very tense here.
He's more worried about, it seems like, asserting his dominance in the striking game, like it's more of a pride thing. And that could seriously get him caught against Ortega because he only needs one shot. It's not like he can't knock anybody out, you know?
And he overwhelms you with his movement. In and out, in and out. You never know if he's coming or going.
Holloway's, I think, overall. A little bit of showboating from Max. Oh, head kick from Ortega. It didn't have no real stank on it, but it didn't feel good.
Holloway using the fence to his advantage here. 10 seconds to go in the round.
Yeah, Ortega's trying to get a single leg takedown here up against the fence.
Strong start for the champion.
Yep.
He used his weight on that. You see how as he hoisted him, he just kind of sat into it.
Holloway got that round.
Very calm and very relaxed. There you see Holloway.
Boom.
Straight right.
Clean counters.
There's a nasty elbow by Ortega. Look at this. Ball. Very nice. Forearm more.
Yeah.
That was a nice elbow, but didn't have that sharpness to it from that bony prominence of the elbow. It was more the forearm that glanced across his face. The cleaner shots definitely landed by Holloway, taking the initiative. He's pushing Ortega around a little bit. I mean, Ortega's definitely holding his own, but that round goes to Holloway. You can tell Holloway especially is very relaxed, having fun in there. Kind of smacked him a little bit at one point and talking a little bit of shit.
Available now for up to 70% off. Play as over 200 UFC favorites, including legendary Fight Night champion characters Andre Bishop and Isaac Frost. Get it today. A lot of support for Max Holloway here in Toronto. Had a big win over Anthony Showtime Pettis in this building at UFC 206. And he's been calling it the 10th Island all week.
Max Holloway's taking the center of the octagon. Kind of pushing T-City around. Yeah.
You haven't seen too many kicks from him yet.
The thing that starts getting discouraging about Holloway is that he just doesn't get tired. And he just
He's pelting him.
He stays on you, keeps moving forward, never fades. His cardio is one of his biggest strengths.
I think it's going to be a short amount of time into this round. And Ortega's sticking to his guns. Now he's taking the center.
Snaps it out and follows it right up at the same exact combo right when you think you're out of trouble.
I think Max is trying to pull him in, maybe let him have the center of the octagon and throw some aggressive shots because Max's counters are on point. I think he feels like he's got his timing. Oh, double left jab, overhand right.
This is the best fighter Brian Ortega has ever fought.
Yeah.
You know what it is, too? It's not necessarily the speed or the strength of Max Holloway. It's his timing. It's so crucial for him. See right there? Waits for you to make a mistake or you move out of the way and you think you're safe.
Yeah, I mean, we know Brian Ortega's striking is legitimate. He proved that against Frankie Edgar, but The timing and the distance management from Max Holloway is what we've seen from him in the past, and this is so far a championship performance. He's first when he needs to be. The counters are there. When they're there, he lands them. He's busting him up, man. Nose is bleeding from Ortega. Holloway is in a groove.
Ortega is busted up. Mouth is wide open now. He can't breathe out of his nose.
Yeah.
Comes back with his own combo, though.
Yeah.
At least to this point,
Ortega still looks relaxed, though.
In fear of the power coming back his way on the feet.
Head kick from Holloway. Oh, man, that was a hard right hand on Ortega. Now, those are two significant strikes. Is the next one going to be the one to really rock him? Short shots, good right hand from Ortega on Holloway. Right at the chin, but the base of the neck didn't snap him too much. Oh. Ortega's losing his speed. He's losing his pop on his punches. He's kind of getting beat up in there, but he's returning a good left, good right, straight jab. He's trying to work it. Ooh, counter right hand from Max. Yeah, Ortega's going to the body with that combination. He's still. Oh.
Max barely breathing, heavy 9 minutes in.
Making him miss. Max making him miss. The speed and the timing of Holloway is consistent. Ortega is beginning to fade in that department, but he's still getting these bursts of energy that are consistent with his baseline. He's landed a combination against Holloway, and Max is coming back to land his own combination. Yeah, Max is very good with rolling out of the shots, so they don't hurt so bad.
Ortega told us I got that Mexican blood pouring through me. If I got to lean on the toughness and the heart, I can, but he is up against it here as we round down round two. That's right.
Well, when it comes between toughness, Mexican or Hawaiian, I say that's a wash.
Yeah, hold the push.
That's the truth. Yeah, it was a good right hand from Ortega, but
All right, 10 minutes down, we will go into the corner of Brian Ortega.
you know, Max rolls with the shot so good. How do you really know what's hurting him? He's rolling with him.
We got 3 more rounds. Deep breath, champ.
Now you gotta fucking press it.
Cook him. When he's done. Don't rush it. Okay? You're doing everything. Get off center.
Let's take a look at some of this punch. Jab, right hand, left hand, right hand. Max is relentless. He gets out of the way beautifully with these punches. He's just that head kick. He slides just out of the way. Yeah, Max.
Yeah.
3, 4, 5,
Yeah, that
6,
round,
switches stances as he does it, all the while pressing forward.
he's really, Max is really throwing his combinations and sliding out of the way. A little bit better than the first round. He was finding his groove, that's for sure.
But what we didn't see there was that T-City did have some success. He did land some of his own shots. Nowhere near as many as Max did.
But they were clean. He landed some good shots. And look at him. He's still fresh.
Yep.
He's looking good.
Ortega's got no quit in him, that's for sure. Ooh.
Holloway lands a nice right hand again.
Yeah, some sort of foul or something. I don't even think anybody saw that except for them. Clean right hand from Ortega. Whoa, Max is on the back foot. That did stun him. Oh, shit. Ortega's got him up against the fence. Grasp his wrist. He's down. He's got his back. Ortega's got his back. Fuck. Oh, Max is up there at the middle. Back at the middle, Max is still rocked. His movement is not his typical. Max lands a shot. Ortega lands a shot. Yeah. Joe's pointing out Max is standing in front of him. His movement is not the same. He's got a forward lean to him that's not his typical. Oh, spinning back elbow from Ortega. That certainly did something. Kick to the oblique of Max. Oh, man. If Holloway does not regain his wits about him and his pace and his timing and his distance and his head movement, he's about to get knocked the fuck out. Ortega chopping those legs like an axe. Ooh, Max with a 3-punch. Oh, clean shots from Ortega. A clean right from Max. Wow, these guys are going at it. Ooh, hand fighting, elbow. Oh. Holloway's peppering him. They're doing a little hand fighting, dirty boxing, elbows, short shots. Ortega's got him up against the cage. This is not Max. Let him have it too. It's just. And Brian's got 2 underhooks. And he's got his hands locked. He's pushing him to the right. Yeah, he's trying to get a trip in here. I think he was trying to push to the right and then pull back to the left and tripping, but Max wasn't falling for it. Clean shots from Max. Ooh, that short defensive elbow that Brian Ortega has worked it. Oh! Yeah, gotta love some elbows. Oh, they're kind of in a trading mode right here. Head kick from. Ooh, these elbows from Ortega are barely. Almost so close. Ooh, elbow from Max. Combination from Max. Yep. He does have much more confidence. Ortega's got him locked up against the fence with a single underhook. He's trying to push and pull him this way or another and get a trip, but the round is over. That is a very even round. I'm not quite sure how you score that.
Yeah, look at his son's face. Keep your little fella.
You got a pain. Don't get into a slugfest. We got this guy.
That's kind of fucked up. He's got his kid at the octagon side and the camera's on him. Look at his son. He looks so distraught.
You're doing great. All we need is one pressure low, some from knees. When he grabs your leg, we go up high. Get the double leg, tied up behind his legs. On the way back up, you almost had him, Brian. You're going to believe it. We learn from every touch. I'm proud of you, champ. You're looking great. Very good, Brian. Please tie it up. Couple more times.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Well, it's already a classic, and we might have 10 minutes more.
If you had to judge the cornering, I'd have to say you give that to Henry Gracie.
Round 4 of a possible
Henry Gracie just won the cornering competition. This is Ortega is probably full of confidence right now. And wow. Max is landing some shots.
So good at switching stances, Holloway.
Ooh, pop, pop. Oh, solid combinations from Max. About 8 shots just landed right there, ending to the body with 2. Head, body, Max to the head. Ooh, popping Ortega good. Yeah, Max kind of got into this round with a fuck this shit kind of attitude. I'm not letting him pull ahead. Ooh, body shot from Ortega. Wow. 4 shots to the body, 4 shots to the head from Max. Oh, he's hurt. He's hurt. Ortega's hurt. Don't. God. Yeah. The only people you see throw this volume of shots is the Diaz brothers. Ortega's got no quitting though. He's like, fuck you, get off me. Let's get back to the middle. Max has kind of punched himself out, and now he's sitting there. And Ortega's tough enough to weather it and gather himself. I think Max needs to. Wow, solid shots landing on Ortega. That one snapped his head back and it landed to the chin. Ortega's got Max up against the fence. He's got his hands locked behind his butt. Nope. All right, single underhook. Max defends, does not go down. We haven't seen this fight go to the ground yet. Two minutes left in the fourth. Hey, Kevin. Wow, Max is beating him up. Oh. Oh. God. Max is pelting him with shots. Oh, no. Don't follow him down. Stand him up. Max is so smart. Did not follow him to the ground. Was going for a guillotine. He didn't follow him down. Stood it up. Pop, pop, pop. Max is pelting him. Ortega is a tough SOB. But we already knew that.
Entry on a single here for Ortega. Holloway works his way to the fence.
Ryan's pushing him up against the fence.
Guillotine there if he wants it, Joe. He don't want it. He wants to beat him up. He wants to just pound. Vicious hook to the body there.
He's covering up the body and stuffed him in the chin to the head. No. Max, get up. Max is on top, but you got to get the fuck out. You can't let this guy get an ankle on you. And they're in the middle, 24 seconds. Max has thrown so many shots this round. This is one of those few times you actually see him kind of tired, maybe a little bit. Pelton Brian. 5 seconds left. Pop. He is unrelenting. Wow. Hell of a fucking fight, boys. Brian Ortega's busted up. His eyes are going to be swollen shut after this one. Ah, man, they better not stop this shit. Wow, his left eye, he has a hematoma underneath of his left eye, a cut above it, and it's closing up. Henner's trying to block the camera. The cut man's doing his best. Ortega's looking at him. He's concerned. He's like, you better not stop this shit. I think the ref is asking for the doc to talk to him. They called it. Fuck, man. Well, saving some head trauma. Max Holloway pieced him up. He's got his son in his arms. He's on the edge of the cage. He's sitting on the commentary booth. Max is sitting on the commentary booth talking shit. Yeah, man. Gotta love it. Much love for both these guys. They left it out there. Brian Ortega didn't shy away from a fight. That's for sure. Yeah, well, they stopped the fight in about a 2-minute period where it looked like the hematoma was forming under Brian's eye. It's beginning to swell up, so that it's just bleeding under the skin underneath of his eye, and it's swelling and it's closing his eye, and it's impairing his vision. And you don't want somebody to be in the octagon with Max Holloway with lack of depth perception because they can't see out of their left eye. So that was a good call from the doc. Yeah. Can't see out of the eye, and it's way worse. You know, in a matter of minutes, it's a pocket of blood that's filled up underneath of his eye. Yep.
And that was probably the case here. He was towards the end of this round, he was shooting for takedowns, he was trying to pull guard, and Max Holloway was just masterful.
It really was. And that second round, especially when Max was as fresh as he could be, pelting with combinations, with a volume that would make a Diaz brother proud. That's the fight I want to see. Nate Diaz, Max Holloway, 155. Who wants to see that shit? I know I do.
From one of these other contenders to take out Max Holloway. I can't even think off the top of my head of who can challenge him at this point with that kind of output, that kind of volume.
Yep.
The official decision is brought to you by Metro by T-Mobile.
God. Yeah, Brian Ortega's left eye is fully shut. So in about a 5-minute period, he went from I was disappointed the fight was stopped till it needed to be stopped. Not to say that, I mean, Brian still possibly could have won, but there's no sense in him taking a shot that could have him on the shelf. You know? We want to see these fighters healthy so they can entertain us as much as possible. Through a roller coaster in the past year, good to see him maintain his belt.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with a winner, and still. Hey, first of all, I got to thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. And second, I just got to say, is there anyone else? Step forward. Let's go! Max, this was probably your toughest defense and your most masterful. Brian Ortega was absolutely a worthy opponent, but you put on a show tonight, man.
Hey, I told you. What I told you in the corner, I told you this is the round. We didn't get it in the round. We got to have to finish. Hey, he's a tough opponent, he's a tough guy. Like you said, we probably see each other all the way to heavyweight because we like to eat, so it is what it is.
There was people doubting you coming into this fight. You were the betting underdog. Did that bother you?
Not at all. My fans got rich. You're welcome, my friend. Blessed era.
My fans got rich.
UFC Hawaii, take me home, Dana. It's about time. Let's go. We can get out of this cold weather to some warm weather and drinking Mai Tais on the beach, baby.
Now, there was some speculation before this fight. One of the things that Dana White had said was that he thinks you're too big for this weight class. But you made the weight, you made it easy.
Yeah, I made it weight, I made it look easy. Hey, Dana White, I tell you what, Dana White, I want to be the number one pound for pound. If it's this guy's at 55, let's do it. If it's the baddest man, my good friend Daniel Cormier, bring it on. Let's go.
So we have it, guys. Max Holloway just called out Daniel Cormier for the 155-pound belt. I don't know how that's going to work. But.
Come see me. Blessed era, baby. Let's go. The Blessed Express
13 wins straight. Max Holloway. Anderson Silva with 16 wins straight as the record.
Anytime, sir. The best ever, ladies and gentlemen. The best.
Yeah, Max is trying to get on the podcast and smoke some weed with Joe, apparently. I think they should get him and Derek Lewis on there, you know? Be entertaining. All right, well. And that was that. Entertaining fight. Thanks, you guys, for tuning in. Did this for fun. UFC 232. Check you in.